You talk in also about novelty, being such an incredible flow aspect of flow. I mean, do you how much novelty do you bring into, what you're doing? I mean, is it, you go to group flow things, psychedelics or music or something else? If you want to just even talk about the novelty, please, of how important it is for, to kind of access and continually get into the flow state.
So flow states have triggers, preconditions that lead to more flow. We said that. And we said that flow follows focus. So that's what all the triggers do, right? They drive attention to the present moment. And a lot of them work by producing dopamine. They do other things as well, but dopamine is at the heart of it. And the list of things that produces dopamine is fairly long. Novelty, complexity, unpredictability, risk, creativity, pattern recognition, when we link ideas together. These are all dopamine triggers for the brain. So they all work as flow triggers. Novelty-wise, so a great example, just from skiing, as an athlete, right? If I am on the hill and I'm having trouble getting into flow, right? I can't I'm trying to up the challenge level and maybe I'm playing around with risk as a float or whatever, it's not working. I'll use novelty. We'll go to a part of the mountain we've not seen before, go find new woods trails, whatever, go exploring and, use that. I always, risk is a lousy flow trigger to get into the state with. That's a really easy way to go to the hospital, right? Don't take risks in performing at your best, right? Get in a different way, then take the risk. Risk is a better way to stay in flow than get into flow. So that's one example in my daily life. Most people don't think about it this way, but to me, the greatest and most important source of novelty in my life is reading, especially novels. And you have to go and live inside somebody's worldview for a while, right? And I try to read globally so I can get perspectives that are not mine. All that stuff that's really important. So people don't talk about reading as a huge source of novelty, but as a creative, right? You have to. That's hugely important. Unless I live a very you can set your watch by how I live my life. I'm very, very, very sort of regimented about certain things, and then there's things where I'm like, okay, now this is the block for novelty, or you know what I mean, that sort of thing. But even with I'm always, even despite that, I'm always my workouts change weekly, kind of, you know what I mean? I'm always tinkering and playing and exploring that way and things like that. But reading to me, I mean, I used to be a lot of stuff. I've been around the world 4 or 5 times at this point, and that was the wonderful thing about being a journalist for so long is I just got to go and do and see so much stuff. So more in terms of and nature. I'm always I'm hiking. I'm outside daily, and I very rarely I'm taking my dogs into the backcountry every day. I live in the middle of nowhere. There's mountains directly out my back door, and I never walk the same trail twice. I'm always going in a direction and things like that.